Hello everyone, in this video we are going to start building the Brick Breaker game. So the end result is going to look like this. Let me refresh the page so you can see that I have a paddle at the bottom of the screen and there is a ball that I use to reflect using the paddle, and I'm supposed to be breaking all the bricks that you see at the top of the screen, and as I break them my score increases, and if I miss and it hits the bottom then it's game over. So this is the game that we want to build together. I've went ahead and downloaded, cloned the starter repository. We can take a look at what we've got here in the repository. This is a basic Vite project. It's scaffolded as a vanilla JavaScript project. Its structure is fairly similar to what we built together in the previous chapter on the To-Dos app. So if you see, we can go here in the command line and run pnpm dev. So this gives us the application. Then you can come here and try to open it, and it's just a blank screen at the moment. So if you look at what we've got in the index.html, there's really nothing other than the title of the game. So the body is empty, and furthermore, if you look at the source folder, you're going to find the style CSS is empty and main.js is just importing the style CSS. So really, there's nothing that's going on in here. And so in this part, this short video, we're going to be starting to add a canvas to our HTML page and draw a rectangle on the canvas. So the first thing we're going to do is to open the index.html again, and here I'm going to go and add a canvas element. So canvas element is one of the standard HTML elements, and so it is designed for drawing graphics through a scripting. So what happens typically is that you use JavaScript to get hold of it, and then you will start working with its application programming interface. And you can create sophisticated games, 2D games, even 3D games with Canvas. But obviously what we are doing is going to be very simple. Now notice that I've given this canvas an ID. I also provided a width and a height attribute. I'm going to save this. Now at the moment when I save this, you're not going to really notice a difference here. But when we go to the style CSS and give this a bit of a styling, so let me go and drop a bit of a styling here. So I'm resetting the padding and margin, and then I'm going and selecting the canvas and give it a slightly different, a lighter tint of a gray. And so once I save this, you're going to see the canvas area. This area is sort of a grayish, light grayish rectangle that you see here on the screen. Okay, so let's go and work with our main.js. So here, the first thing I would want to do is to get hold of the canvas element. So here it is. I use get element by ID and I get hold of my canvas. Then the next thing you want to do is to create, you're going to take this a step. So this variable ctx is for context. And notice that I call a function get context on canvas and I'm passing it a 2D. And this basically enables 2D rendering on the canvas. So you can think of the ctx variable as something like a paintbrush, right? Like it gets hooked up to the canvas, and then you can use this variable to draw different things on the canvas. So generally when you start doing the drawing, it has a form of ctx begin path and close path. And so as the name suggests, you sort of start doing the drawing and then you end it at this point, and in between comes the things that you want to do. So you can, for example, draw various geometric shape. You can just draw like a freehand, any sort of at any point in the canvas, you can start sort of drawing line segments and connecting them together. Now the Canvas API comes with some functions that allow you to create basic geometric shapes. This is what we're going to go for. So I'm going to create a rectangle by calling the rect function. And so this gets 4 arguments. These arguments are 20, 40, 50, and 50. And so I want to explain to you how this works. If you look at this canvas, right, the center of the coordinate, or the origin of the coordinate system, is at the top left corner. So this corner at the top, this is point 0, 0. And then what happens is that when from this point you travel to the right direction, you're traveling along the positive x-axis, and when you travel towards the bottom, you're traveling towards the positive y-axis. So when this says 20 and 40, we're basically going to move 20 pixels right and 40 pixels down. And that point would be the top left corner of our rectangle. Then the 50-50 is the width and height of this rectangle. And if you set them equal, you're going to end up with a square. So this is good. And so what we want to do, like I've saved this, but I don't really see anything in here. For me to see something, I have to give it some styling to say like what is the color of the border of it, or in this case I just want to fill it out with a color. So I'm gonna give it a fill color. So this is styling, this is a bright red, and then I'm gonna say to actually use that styling to fill it out. And if I save it and take a look at what I wanted here, you can see it basically like this is 20 pixel to the right, and then this is 40 pixel down. So x-axis 20, y-axis 40, and this is a 50 by 50 rectangle that comes up looking like a bright red square. So that's it. This is the first step. We know how to draw something on the canvas, and we're gonna start adding incrementally to the canvas that we have here until we get to a point that we have a working game.